3:34 in the afternoon, broadcasting live from downtown Spenard here in Anchorage, Alaska. 63 degrees. We're going all the way over. A long ways today, folks. All the way to New York City. Pamela Geller is my guest. She is the author of AtlasShrugs.com. A very well-known website. She lives right there in the heart of New York City. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, girl.
Let me tell you something. I used to think that Alaska was far away, but I have to tell you that recent history has really bridged that gap.
Yes.
Really, metaphorically and logistically, and it seems like just a hop, skip, and a jump away, at least mentally. No question about it.
We can't see New York, but we can see Russia, as you know.
Hey, listen, I thought that you can't go by me. I thought that was a brilliant statement. Look, it was easy to deride if you're in the business of derision.
Right.
But the point was is that it's not like Russia, like Oshkosh, like Siberia. It's like it's like New Jersey. Okay, to me, it's very local. It's a local issue, and I thought it was very well stated. I know they love to talk to each other, the chattering classes. I live here.
Yes,
I know that.
Yes.
But look, no matter what that woman says, no matter what she does, if she walks on water, they're gonna make hay. It's just the way it is. It's interesting to me, being a woman in the blogosphere. I'm not surprised at all by the level of bile that's thrown at her. I think people were shocked, particularly supporters. But that's the politics of ridicule.
Why does she attract the vile, Pamela? You're such a spicy lady, too. I was watching your video. Let me tell you something, folks. You're listening, you got to go to AtlasShrugs.com, AtlasShrugs.com, and listen to, you have a video up there in the right-hand corner. I was listening to it today, and you are definitely a spicy New York lady with an attitude, and I love it. Why do you think Governor Palin, I call her President Palin now, why do you think she attracts so much vile, using your words?
I think that it's Ayn Rand coined it when she said it's the hatred of the good for being the good. And there's nothing that frightens evil people like good. There is when I equated her to being the Silver Cross to the left's Dracula, I don't think I could have made a more stunning metaphor. It's exactly right.
That's right. You do say that in your audio. You say it's like the silver. I was thinking maybe like the silver bullet or something, because it takes something silver to kill him.
Yeah. The cross is the most effective. And I'm Jewish, but I totally relate to her. I think that listen. This is what I do. This is the business I traffic in, politics, and I know the real thing when I see it.
Yeah.
And while I may not share every platform with her, I certainly would entrust my life, my country, my children, my family to her. And I think it was yesterday where Whoopi Goldberg threw herself on the floor when the former Governor Palin made those remarks about hunting.
Yeah.
And, it was a gorgeous moment, and I'll tell you why. It was almost providential, because I don't know if you remember that movie that anybody with kids saw 1,000,000 times, The Lion King.
Yes.
And she was the chief hyena in the movie. Perfect.
Yeah. In fact, since you brought it up, let me do here something. Let me see if I could play this.
Right for Alaska when the pressure mounts, because you're going to see anti-hunting, anti-Second Amendment circuses from Hollywood. And here's how they do it. They use these delicate, tiny, very talented celebrity starlets. They use Alaska as a fundraising tool for their anti-Second Amendment causes. Hollywood needs to know we eat, therefore we hunt.
Pam, is that the quote you were talking about?
Listen, she is what she presents herself to be. People are not used to that. Certainly not the imposters that masquerade as our political leaders. And a friend of mine was in Boston, and while he was walking around the city streets, and we have that in New York too. The left, they populate the streets with their propaganda. It was all directed at Palin.
Wow.
All of it. Not Romney, not Huckabee, not Giuliani, because they know the threat when they see it. and they ridicule her. But the more she speaks, I have a very good piece coming out tomorrow in the American Thinker called Palin's Commencement Address.
Okay.
And I address her speech, and to me it was. I know they're calling it a farewell speech. I know they're calling her a quitter. I don't believe that for a second. This is, if you're looking through the cynical paradigm that the media and the Beltway insiders look through, they're giddy, positively giddy, almost mentally ill with giddiness. But she doesn't operate. She's a straight shooter, and I really believe what she says. And I think that she can do the most good. We do need a leader. There is a vacuum down here in the lower 48. I know. I'm a conservative blogger. I cover these tea parties. I cover these rallies. You didn't see it in the media. There were 3 million people that came out on the 15th. There were about half as many on July 4th. We need someone who is honest and true, and it has a spine and moral clarity and integrity, and there's really nothing that I've just noted that woman does not have.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, they haven't started yet the campaign. They haven't started the campaign to destroy her. Trust me on this.
Let me play this for you, because we have had a myriad of bloggers up here and haters that have filed, as you know, 20 ethics complaints. They've all been dismissed. I mean, it just got totally ridiculous. It cost the governor $500,000 and growing. It cost the state approximately $2 million and growing. But it now appears that the local bloggers have maybe done their job, and now MoveOn.org is doing theirs. There's a new commercial out. Let me play some of that for you. Yep.
That bridge to nowhere up in Alaska.
You can actually see Russia.
I'm certainly not a quitter. I'm a fighter.
Now that Palin has more free time, new pet project, standing in the way of millions of new American green jobs. Tell Congress, don't side with Sarah Palin. Stand up for our clean energy future.
MoveOn.org political action is responsible for the content of this advertisement. MoveOn.org. MoveOn.org. MoveOn.org.
MoveOn.org. They're at it, aren't they? I mean, they just fired this off here in the last, I believe, 24 hours, Pam.
It was always them.
Yeah.
It was always them. It was always Obama's operatives. This is Chicago, the Chicago way.
Right.
This is Chicago-style politics. It was always them. Those Alaskan bloggers are tools.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting YouTube to take down those videos. Who do you think the legal arm is behind that? I couldn't get that done. I mean, I'm an individual. I have nobody backing me. They see her as the consummate threat for 2012. They know she's not a quitter. They know it. They know it and everything. Look, she quit. She, quote-unquote, quit the Gas and Oil Commission. Why? She wasn't quitting because she was fed up with the corruption. She would not spend her days fighting those legal ethics. She has too much respect for the Alaskan people, and she needs to build her base down here. She needs to do that.
Why do you think they took, I can't tell people exactly where it's at. I don't know exactly how to find it. Maybe you can reference some place where that video's at that has been taken.
They had it up at 7 Load. They just took it down. That was my mistake. I should have downloaded it. I always do when it's a video that the left will not like. They have a tremendous infrastructure.
Yeah.
They have a tremendous infrastructure. This is what they do, not the politics of the people. Listen, the government should be afraid of the people. We shouldn't be afraid of the government. And this is the business in which they traffic in. To destroy the enemy, to polarize it, the rules of, the rules for radicals, Alinsky.
Pamela, go ahead.
And look, even her poll numbers against Romney and Huckabee, she was at 18, they were at 22, and this was after a wave of the most negative publicity.
Yes.
And I think that she will be instrumental in helping us build an alternate form of media. I think she'll be instrumental. We need it because she cannot go through the conventional means. The attacks have been. It's almost like someone drugged these people.
Pamela Geller's my guest from New York City. AtlasShrugs.com is the website. AtlasShrugs.com is the website. Hey, when I come back, can you stick with me through a break?
I would love to stick with you. I would love to talk about this woman morning and night because it's a pleasure to talk about a politician that you actually respect.
Yeah. We'll talk about David Letterman's comments, and we'll talk about what you think if the governor was listening, which she does listen to the show quite a bit, and she calls in periodically.
My readers love her. She should know.
Then,
she should know there's a groundswell of support.
Yeah, I'd like for you to give her some advice, and if you will. And, of course, I'm going to play another clip here from Brett Hume. We'll be right back. Pamela Geller, AtlasShrugs.com is the website.